Services in Region 2 invite you to get vaxxed and get a chance to receive a COVAX hamper. A what? A COVAX hamper. When vaccinated, you will receive a coupon and drawings will be done weekly at the Suddy Health Center and broadcast live on the Regional Health Services Facebook page on Sundays. Get vaccinated and get a chance to be one of 4 lucky winners of a COVAX hamper. Cameroon Supernam fighting COVID-19 for a safer region and safer Guyana.
Hello, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. These are the top stories we're tracking. Exxon submits application to EPA for $900 million gas to shore energy, that should be gas to energy project. Guyanese have 28 days to determine topics to be included in environmental impact assessment. Meeting Paris Agreement targets is critical to prevent future water disasters, says President Irfan Ali, as he adds professionals were brought in to run police communications unit. And Dutch manufacturer says third oil ship to cost $200 billion. Meanwhile, Jordan, quote-unquote, justifies using Gaisuko bond to repay lenders. 2 more walk away from PNCR. UG to introduce subsea operations and engineering programs. Fight between 2 brothers leaves 1 dead. Meanwhile, Henry Boy's relative wanted for murder of Harish Singh. Do stay tuned. And now for the news in detail. Exxon's subsidiary, Esso, has submitted an application to the Environmental Protection Agency to move ahead with its $900 million gas to energy project. As a result of the intended developmental activities, the EPA said possible effects on the environment may include impacts to marine water quality, air quality, marine and terrestrial flora and fauna, socioeconomic resources, among others. As such, in keeping with the Environmental Protection Act, the EPA has determined that the proposed project may significantly affect the environment and therefore will require an environmental impact assessment. The assessment will include, but not be limited to, all possible alternative studies, effects on the environment, and assessment of risks, and may lead to further optimization of the proposed project. Members of the public are hereby invited, within 28 days of this notice, to make written submissions to the agency, setting out those questions and matters which they require to be answered or considered in the environmental impact assessment. And now let's tell you, SBM Offshore was pleased to disclose yesterday that it was able to secure financing to construct Guyana's 3rd oil ship called Prosperity. The Dutch shipmaker noted that Prosperity, which will be used in the Stabroek Block's Payara project, will cost $1.5 billion or 200 billion Guyana dollars. SBM said the financing was secured from a consortium of 11 international banks, while adding that it expects to draw the loan in full phase over the construction period of the Prosperity vessel, known as a floating production, storage and offloading vessel, or simply an FPSO vessel. The project loan carries a variable interest rate plus 1.6%, SBM stated. We understand that the Prosperity vessel will utilize a design that largely replicates the design of the Liza Unity oil vessel, which is on its way to Guyana for hookup in the Liza Phase 2 project. And now let's tell you, President Irfan Ali has said that unless the targets that were set at the Paris Agreement in 2015 are realized, the world can expect to experience future water disasters and further setbacks in the Sustainable Development Agenda. The head of state made this assertion during his virtual address at the plenary session of the 5th UN Special Thematic Session on Water and Disaster held yesterday. The president also reaffirmed Guyana's commitment to working with the UN and the international community to press for coordinated global attention and action to combat climate change. He was also keen to note that the pandemic and climate change are the foremost extant threats to the Sustainable Development Goals. The pandemic, he added, has served to magnify the already existing problems within society and in relations between states. And moving on. Former Minister of Finance under the previous APNU-AFC administration, Winston Jordan, has moved to quote-unquote justify what his government had used proceeds from a $30 billion bond for Guyana to repay the lenders. Jordan's explanation came immediately after Kaieteur reported on Wednesday that the coalition used $30 billion Guyana bond to repay lenders. It was the current senior minister in the office of the president with responsibility for finance, Ashni Singh, who had said that the APNU-AFC were, and I quote, servicing the bond from the proceeds of the bond. Jordan noted that there are two main reasons for, or setbacks that forced NISIL to use some of the bond proceeds to begin repaying the lenders. Those two main reasons, according to the former finance minister, were the December 2018 no-confidence motion and certain threats made by the then opposition, PPPC. In other news, yesterday the PNCR was faced with two more withdrawals from the party. The PNCR is the largest party in the APNU-AFC coalition, but in recent days has been losing its members. Those who withdrew from the party yesterday are Bartica businessman Sean Hopkinson, who was on the party's Central Executive Committee for 3 years, and youth member Brian Smith. Hopkinson confirmed that he had stepped away from the party and noted that he had also stepped away from politics in general. Moreover, Smith disclosed that he has not resigned from the party but rather not renewed his membership. Just last week, PNCR Regional Chairperson Thandi McAllister, an attorney at law and legal counsel at Marad, confirmed that she has resigned from the PNCR party, which she served for over 25 years. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is your news at noon. It is now 12 hours 18. We will return after the break. Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. According to a press release, the University of Guyana on Thursday signed a memorandum of understanding with the Caribbean Oceanography, Aquaculture and Subsea Technology Foundation, or COAST Foundation, to collaborate on the establishment of a Subsea Center of Excellence training facility. The COAST Foundation, which was founded in 2017 by a group of marine and subsea professionals, was created to engage in education through subsea exploration and technology development. Its regional program is centered on scientific exploration of the seafloor, and its goal is to conduct expeditions from aboard an exploration vessel to be acquired by the foundation in the future. The new program would now allow the university to deliver world-class programs designed to prepare students for careers in subsea operations and engineering. Now let's tell you what would usually be a tradition for two brothers and their mother to have breakfast together turned ugly yesterday morning when one brother stabbed the other to death at their mother's Cummings Street, Georgetown residence. The dead man has been identified as 24-year-old Paul Anthony Chase. The brother in custody has been identified as 27-year-old Quincy Reynolds. The dead man's mother, Sonia Chase, said that her sons had a misunderstanding, which then got out of control. According to a police report, Reynolds used a knife to inflict the fatal injuries to Paul. The now dead man received 2 stab wounds, one to his chest and the other to his neck. And now let's tell you, the Guyana Police Force last evening issued a wanted bulletin for a relative of Joel and Isaiah Henry for the murder of fellow Berbistein Harish Singh. The bulletin was issued for Gladwin Henry of No. 3 Village, West Coast, Berbice. The Guyana Police Force is urging anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Henry to contact the police on telephone numbers 232-0969, 226-1928, 911, or the nearest police station. Those numbers again, are 232-0969, 226-1928, 911, or the nearest police station. And at this point, we now head over to the COVID-19 update. According to Worldometer, the number of coronavirus cases in the country has reached 19,647, with deaths at 459 and total recovery cases at 17,626. The country currently has 1,589 active cases, with 18 critical. With the time now moving on to 12 hours 21, before we wrap things up, we now head over to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, dedicated to being blunt. Look at us. 1 year later, and we're still in elections mode and fighting elections battles. Clearly, something is wrong with our heads. As Guyanese like to say, he heading good. We have to agree, because here we are squabbling about elections while the foreigners are fetching away our treasures. How stupid and short-sighted can we be? We're asking for outsiders to take advantage of us. And they are. We continue this way, and soon there will not be anything left to even fight over. With that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. Kevin Smith here. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
It is now 12 hours 23. Coming up next, a short presentation from the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Lal, on the oil and gas sector in Guyana. There is an entire playlist full of these videos on our YouTube channel, that is Kaieteur Radio. So in case you've missed any, it's very easy to keep up to date.
Guyana leaders got y'all sucking seed instead of succeeding. Guyanese, I really